In the course materials, we have under cost reference the electrical portion. We have cost for electrical distribution cost. So this is going to be our source of information for the electrical. So basically here we have service distribution. This is for a high voltage. Let me see if I can save this. Here. Okay. Service distribution. Lining and branch wiring. So this is the area where we can use to estimate our electricals. So we have receptacles, including the plate, box, conduit, wire. I'm not sure what that means. If it says transformer, I don't think so. When required per 2.5 per 1,000 square feet, 3 watts, 0.3 watts per square feet. So this is the wattage for the lighting that we have per square foot. And these 2.5, it's receptacles per 1,000 square feet. So we need to count how many receptacles we have, figure out how many receptacles we have per 1,000 square feet, and then use the right line. So if we have more than 2.5, we need to go down and look. Here we have 2.5, 4, 5, and so on. So we need to count how many receptacles we have, and then it will include all of these information: intermediate conduit, the wire, 600 volts type, THWN. This is the characteristics of the insulator if it's high temperature. Copper solid number 12, wiring devices, wall plate, steel outlet, and outlet box. So they take the cost of the electrical system and they divide that by the number of receptacles to have an estimate. So then they give you a cost per square feet. That's kind of a very straightforward, easy way to estimate the cost of the electrical portion. So the trick will be, to estimate how many receptacles we have and divide that by the area. So this is the receptacles area, and then we have receptacles and switches. Then we have wall switches. And here comes the lighting. So you have fluorescent lighting, different types, incandescent lighting. So it tells you how many watts per square feet you need, and then how many fixtures per 1,000 square feet. Okay, so that's the source of information that we have here. This is just this first portion of the table. It's just the receptacles. The second portion is receptacles and switches. Includes both. Now these components, the difference here, it's the first one gives us a cost per square feet. The second one gives us a cost each. Okay, so you have couple of options here. You can do the receptacles on one side and then the switches on the other one, or you can do both of them using this table here. The difference is this one comes in cost per square feet, the other one comes in cost each. So I think we're going to do the cost per square feet. Seems to be better. All right. So in either way, we need to count the switches, right? I think one way that we can do is to create a count condition and then use the auto count feature. So we can find the symbol for the switches in the whole drawing. Then we'll scan it and see if the software missed any point. So we have a single pole toggle switch, we have three-way switch, dimmer switch, and then we have the junction boxes. Well, here's the outlets. So we have the duplex outlet, and then we have isolated ground duplex outlet. Counter height, and this will be, I guess, floor level, no, wall mounted, but down at the floor level. Duplex floor receptacle, they have floor receptacles. And down fault interrupter, GFI, we need to account for these ones also. Telephone terminals, authorization. Okay, so this is the symbol that we'll be looking for the receptacle, the duplex receptacle. All right, so that's our legend. Then we'll go to the actual layout. Yeah. This one has the receptacles, where they are, and then they have the GFIs, which are the same type of receptacles, but they have ground fault protection. So it has a little switch over there to prevent short circuits in the system. What do you suggest that we do if we don't have the GFIs as a separate component in here? Any idea?
Google it.
There you go, Google it. So you account for the regular duplex outlets in one condition, and then the GFI in another one. How much more do you think it will cost to install a GFI rather than another one? Same, right? So we'll use the same cost of labor, but we'll use the material cost that we get for the GFI rather than well, this is cost per square feet in here, so that's gonna be a little more tricky. Maybe we can do an additional percentage for materials, and that will increase our cost per square feet accordingly. Okay, so now we need to count these items, right? So I'm going to create a new condition. This will be a count condition, and this is going to be duplex outlets. Okay, and now auto count. I'm going to find this symbol. Search. This doesn't look quite right. And I unselect all. Yeah. And then select the ones that look right. So you guys didn't remember the outer count, huh?
Where was it?
I mean,
I missed it.
The tools. You also have it. You also have it on the menu here. The binoculars. So while I'm doing this, I saw a couple of floor type outlets, but I'm going to account for them separate. There's quite a bit of these things here. And the nice thing is that you can trace them because they are connected electrically. So there is a route for the wiring that you can just follow on the drawing and try to catch them all. Is everybody able to do this, the outer count, or somebody's stuck?
So,
This is not the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to accept that count and see what happens. I got 40 of these things. This is a GFI, so I'm going to delete that one. All right. And then maybe start scanning the drawing from left to right. So see, this is what I mean. They are connected electrically, so you can follow these cables and see, you know, where they end. So this here's a GFI. This one protects that loop, and here's another one. So I'm going to account for the GFI separate. I'm just going to account for these doubles. But see, the outer count also, I got some GFIs here. Maybe I shouldn't have selected them. You know that you can select more than one item at the same time? If I go to the select tool, I can select these two GFIs. Well, I actually selected three things. If you hold the control button, no, not the control, the shift button, you can select or unselect individual items. So I deleted two at the same time. See, this time the auto count worked out pretty good for me. Now here's GFI WP. These ones here are the floor type. Let me check the. All right, so I think that's it. I went down from 40 to 32. So now, what else should I do? What will be the next step?
send that information over to your spreadsheet and then look it up.
Yeah, that's right. That's one way. Another thing that we need to do is to estimate the area, right?
Oh.
So we can estimate how many outlets we have per 1,000 square feet and use the correct table in RS means, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a new area condition. Huh?
Yeah, we have an area for this building already.
We have the area for the whole building, right? But if you see, I wanted to use the area of the sections where I have outlets. So there's no outlets over here.
Okay.
So I want to limit my area to the section where we have the outlets. Although they do have some outlets here, they're all, there's one GFI up here. They should have some outlets in, I mean, there's a bathroom here, so I would assume they will have an outlet on the wall, but it's not listed here. Which,
Yeah, because that's the kitchen.
I don't know, this does not look like a kitchen to me.
No, not that.
create a new area condition. This is going to be I created this new area condition with the name electrical area used to, and a node used to estimate the number of outlets per square feet. Okay. So now I have the area, I have the outlets, that the dual outlets. Now I need to estimate also the GFIs. So now I'm going to create a new count condition, and this will be ground fault interrupted outlets. And then I can do tools. Well, I'm gonna zoom in there first. With the zoom in here. Well, here, this looks better. Do tools, auto count, GFI. Actually, I could do just the GFI text. Yeah, this didn't count much, so I think I'm gonna cancel these and do it again. Tools, auto count, and then just click the GFI, because it will look for that those words regardless if it is on top of the switch or below. So let's see how this works. Not too good. Oh well. So I got 10 GFIs, which sounds about right, because I got 40 before, and then I took it down to 32, so it means I should have about 8. And now I have 12, so that sounds about right. So see, it's some are missing, like this one here, it didn't count, so I need to go to my duplex outlet and then just manually check that one.
Professor, what about the outlets that are on the outside of the building?
Yeah, those should be counted as well, right?
Okay.
So it needs the duplex outlet here, G5 over here. Now you can also, if you want to move that box to the actual outlet, you can. I mean, it's up to you. Here's the G5. 2. Alright, so I think I'm okay with this count now. What I will do now is just go to the takeoff, duplex year 5 and electrical area. These 3 are the ones that I just created. Copy that. So in my calculations area, I can have electrical calculations. So I have duplex. So I can have a section here for electrical calculations. The number of duplex outlets, I'll get these from on-screen takeoff. 35. The number of year 5 outlets in the area. The total number will be then the sum of these two. The area. And then the number of outlets per square feet. And then the book cost data was per 1,000 square feet, right? So I need to multiply these by 1,000. So I got 9.2. And I'll go here to these outlets. Okay. 9.2. So now the decision will be: I have 8 per 1,000 or 10 per 1,000. I got 9.2. Which one will you use?
10.
10, right? 10 per 1,000. So this is the numbers I will be using. 0.63 materials, 1.85 in installation, and then this is the total. I didn't make the, I calculate the total number of elements. But I do have in my takeoff the duplex outlets separate from the regular, the EFI separate from the duplex outlets. I could go, to Home Depot and find out the difference in price, and then make a decision. So we have right here, according to this source, we have the 1999 versus the 2988. So it's about $10 each. Seems high to me, but anyway, that's the information I have at hand right now. So
It was 3-pack though.
it's
It's for 3. Price for 3.
That's a 10-pack.
Oh, right.
3-pack.
Okay, good. That's why it looks so high. 3-pack and 10-pack. Yeah, because this is can't be a 10-pack at $5.
Yeah,
Can
that one
it?
is not yet. The second one, the 1999,
Uh-huh.
those are not. red one and those are the GFI. The red little bottom.
Yeah.
This is the EFI.
That one is the
Right, and this is the regular duplex one. Right, yeah. Now, look at this. This is 2 10 packs. This is 10 19.99. This is 4.99.
190.
So they got something wrong over there.
Tamper resistant. What is that?
15 amp tamper resistant. Maybe that's the reason, the tamper resistant. The regular one. Well, we'll see down here. I want to compare two things that are, 41. Wow. This cannot be right. Anybody buying these things lately? It doesn't look reasonable to me that the regulars are about 50 cents and the GFIs cost $20.
I have to buy those frequently.
Is that the case?
That one is the price, and those are the cheap ones because I bought them all at Home Depot.
Mhm.
The 29 by 3 is $10 each, and they just last. Sometimes depend on the weather for me, 1 month. Because every time
Wow.
I trips, just you got like a 5-time trips, then just they are gone.
And they don't work anymore.
They're very expensive.
So we'll go with
This
this.
is like $1, $2 each.
So you want to use this 1941?
I only bought the cheap one. The 3 by 29 is $10 each. The pack of 3 for the GFI.
Oh, this one.
29.88. Yes, it's a pack of 3 and.
Right. So so it's 29.88.
Yeah.
We'll go 29.88 by 3. So it's $10 each. And then we'll have the regular one. This says 68 cents. Hmm? So the increase in percentage will be $13 times. That sounds excessive. And it's cost per square feet. So I don't know, that's going to turn out to be extremely expensive, I think. Now, how about if we look at the cost of each? Let's see what comes up with the cost of each. This is cost per square feet. Oh, they have the receptacles with the wall switch together. And see, the materials, they come down to $34. But that includes the outlet, the cable, receptacle, and so on. So this is what I thought about doing. Originally I calculated 9 outlets per 1,000 square feet, right? So I was going to use 10 and that number to estimate the cost of the outlets. But then, because of the large difference between the GFIs and the regular ones, I thought about doing this. Take the duplex outlet, they have 35, divided by the area times 1,000. It gives me 6.7 outlets per 1,000 square feet. And the GFIs at 13, it gives me 2.5. So what I'm thinking to do is use the 6.7 figure. So go to the cost data, and instead of using the 10, I'll probably use 8. And then 2.5 for the GFIs, and use the material cost I'll multiply this by 13, which is the factor that increased the cost to the GFIs. The reason is we have less GFIs per square feet than we have duplex outlets. So that will give me a estimate that is more reasonable. How will you do that? You do estimating with the electrical outlets and you buy them. How do you do them? You count them, I guess.
No, I'm just counting.
You count them.
Just,
And you multiply by cost each.
yeah,
Right.
we always use Home Depot because it's the easy way to buy them.
Right.
We don't buy too much really.
Right.
100 on each project.
Right, but how do you do? Well, do you include the cabling and the box and?
What happened with property is that we use it to have outside the special electric boxes to connect my tools.
Oh, I see. So you don't do the installation itself. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
What was the calculation there for the duplex again?
Okay.
You took.
Let me explain this again. The initial thought was to do one estimate with all the outlets, right? So I count how many outlets I have, I divide that by the area, and then I get a number of outlets per 1,000 square feet, right? So I can use the RSMeans data to estimate the cost. That clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now, when I looked at the cost of the outlets itself, there is a huge difference between the GFIs and the duplex outlets.
Right.
So it's not fair to put them all in one pile and then multiply by 13 because you're going to get a huge cost.
Right.
So it's better to do that separate, right? So how many duplex outlets do you have per square feet? You count how many outlets you have divided by the area, right? And then you get multiplied by 1,000. So you know how many outlets you have per 1,000 square feet. And then do the exact same thing for the GFIs, right? So you do the two calculations separate. Instead of add them together and divide by 5,000, each of these you divide by 5,000. So you get the number of outlets per square foot separate, GFIs and duplex, okay? So the calculation is basically take the count and divide it by the area. So I take B47, which is the number of duplex outlets I have, divided by the area, and multiply by 1,000. So I have the number per 1,000 square feet.
Got it.
Why do I need that per 1,000? Well, because the table has different costs when you have items per 1,000 square feet. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the regular duplex, I'm going to use 8. My count is 6. Well, I could actually do 6 if I want to. I know the cost for 5, I know the cost for 8. I can find the cost for 6. Right? I can do an interpolation. Everybody knows how to do interpolation? Yes, of course, right? We do that every day. This is what you have. Is the cost increasing? 4.956, yeah. So it's basically, we have the cost, and then we have the number of items per 1,000 square feet, right? So we have two numbers here. We have the 5, and we have 8. The cost for 5 is 0.57. The cost for 8 is 0.60. But really the difference is not too big, right? It's 3 cents. So we have 5 here, we have 8 there, and somewhere over here, closer to 5, is 6. This is the number that I want. So how much cost it is for 6 outlets per square feet, right? So that's what I want to calculate. Different ways to do this thing. Probably the best one is say 0.6 minus 0.57 is to 8 minus 5 as my unknown minus 0.57 is to 6 minus 5. So I have one equation with one unknown. This segment is to this segment as this segment is to this one. Right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So 0.6 minus 0.7 is to 8 minus 5 as my unknown minus 0.57 is to 6 minus 5. Right? So I get, so my unknown is 0.01 plus 0.57. So that is 0.58. That makes sense? Sort of, yeah. 6 is closer to 5 than to 8, right? So these numbers will be closer to 0.57 than to 0.6. So I believe 0.58 is correct. So that will be my material cost. I'll do the same with the installation cost. And then I get a cost for every 6 items per square foot, number that I did not have originally in my table. Is that clear? Yes? Yes?
If we use the 8, the data that we have there, is that run, or we have to do all the math to get it more accurate?
Well, you know, this is just an example, right? The difference in cost is not so much to justify the math. But if you have a situation in another estimate or something else where you have to interpolate between two numbers and you have a significant difference in cost, you should be able to do that math. Okay? Yes, somebody raised their hand here, yes. You know, for the difference in price, you just use 0.6 and go with it. Right? You know, I'll go with the higher price. But in another situation, you may need to have the correct cost. You know, and do a good estimate. So that's part of doing an estimate. You know, this is the information I have. How do I figure out what I need based on that information? I have the cost for 5 and 8. How do I find the cost for 6? So that's kind of an important tool to have. All right, so that's the material. The installation will be the same, 1.54 and 1.7. So what would be the equation for that one? I always like to do my graph here. So I have 5, I have 8. For 5, it is 154. And for 8, it's 170. So how much is that for 6? Who tells me? Come on, guys. Very good. 1.7
Minus 154.
minus 154. Very good.
Over 8 minus 5.
8 minus 5. This has to be equal to my unknown minus 154 over 6 minus 5. Excellent. So this segment is to this segment. The big segment is to the big segment as the small segment is to the small segment. So 1.7 minus 1.54, this segment up here is to 8 minus 5, this big segment, as the smaller one, unknown over 1.4 minus 1.4, is to 6 minus 5, right? So 1.7 minus 1.54 is what? 16 over 3 equal unknown minus 1.54 over 1, right? So let's see if that works out. So I get my unknown is 1.59. So this is 1.59. And that's sort of reasonable. It's closer to 1.54 than 1.7. Now, what if I do this calculation and I get 2.2? Something is wrong,
It's
right?
wrong.
Something is wrong because your cost has to be within this bracket.
It's over 8.
So you know that it has to be between 1.4 and 1.7 and closer to 1.4 than 1.7. So you get 2.2, you know that's wrong. Okay, so now I have an estimate cost per square foot in for 6 outlets. So I can go back here and change these numbers to 0.58 and what was it? 1.59. And then if I want, I could add a note here. Used 6 outlets per 1,000 square feet and so I have a note here. I use 6 outlets per 1,000 square feet and interpolate between 5 and 8 for the cost. Right? So now I know where did I get that number from. Now the GFI receptacles, I'm going to use again the square feet number, but now I have 2.5 receptacles per 1,000 square feet, so I will use this number. But then instead of using 0.43, what number should I use? The increase in cost is 13 times.
Just multiply that times 13.
Times 13. Very good. Excellent.
But labor stays the same.
Yeah, so I'm going to use, correct. I'm going to use 0.43 times actually I can use the calculations. I can use this number here. So instead of 0.58 dollars per square feet, I'm going to use 5.87. I think this is still too high. And then the labor cost will be again the same as I don't think that's going to work too good. 1.12. This will be the exact same number, 40. Yeah, this is extremely high. This is what I was afraid that would happen. You know, $36,000. It's I think that's not reasonable. I think that is not reasonable. You know why it's not reasonable? Why can you? What will be the problem with the way that I've done it? This is part of estimating, right? It's you know, you question your logic, you question your numbers, and then you think, you know, what can be wrong? If that doesn't sound right, very likely it's not right. So what do you think?
You can use the area.
Redefine the area.
The area. That's one reason. Yeah. Now, think about this. When we look at these system components, right, and we look at what the components are. So we have the conduit, we have the wire, we have the wiring device, the wall plate, the steel outlet, and so on. We're multiplying the material cost by 13, right? What are we doing over there? So we're using a cable that is 13 times more expensive. We're using a box that is 13 times more expensive. We're using a conduit that is 13 times more expensive. So are we doing this right?
No.
No. What would be the right way to do that? How can you find the right way to do this?
Instead of doing it by the area, doing each.
That could be one way. Another one is, okay, estimate as if all of them were regulars, then find how much more money you need to pay only for the receptacles. How many receptacles you have, what is the price difference, and put an additional line. So this is an add-on for GFIs. Right? That would be the smart way to do it. Yes? Yes? Okay. Who wants to do that? Aha. A volunteer here.
Extra points.
It's part of your presentation, you know. It's not that difficult.
Sure,
Anyone?
I'll do it.
You do it very good. See, there you go. That's a trick.
All
What
right.
is it?
All right. So what are we going to do now?
Okay, so we're going to modify. No, I guess I could just add both of them.
Well, let's do one calculation at a time. Now we're going to treat the GFIs and the duplex outlets as if they were the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how many do we have per square feet? We go back to 10, right? Go to the Excel file, go to the calculations. Now see, we have the duplex outlets and the GFIs.
48.
They add to 48. So when we divide by 5,000, we get 9.23, right?
Yes.
So we need to use again the cost of 10 outlets per square feet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we need to go back and change that on the RMS table.
But I need to get the cost first, right?
No, we're going to use the cost. Well, okay, go to that one, yeah.
Or using this.
So it's 0.63 and 1.85. Very good, excellent. Excellent. 0.63,
What was it?
1.85.
1.85. Okay, excellent. So that gives us what is that number? The total number that you get, the $9,000 that you get over there.
This is
Yeah. Well,
for-
no, it is, the 12,000 that should be on the further right. One more. There you go. That's the total cost. What does that total cost mean?
as if all of them were.
As if all of them were duplexes. Excellent.
Right.
So now we need to do a GFI receptacles. I would use, what will additional
Say,
cost?
Like, only material cost or something like that.
Yeah, additional cost or material increase or, very good. So what would be the unit of measure? Each, perfect.
So
What is the cost, the increase on cost?
wait, material? I was just gonna do. Oh, you're gonna do it that way. I was gonna do it by unit.
By unit, yeah, it's each, by unit.
So just $10.
$10, okay, so it's $10 more expensive, okay.
What do you mean $10 more?
How much more does it cost you a GFI versus a regular duplex outlet?
$10 minus 0.63 cents.
Okay.
Or no? Am I-
Well, yeah, I don't remember. Can you can go back to the calculations table. Right, go there. So it says 9.96 versus 0.68. So the increase is the difference between those two, right? What you said, $10 minus 68 cents.
Yes.
Right, that's right.
Okay.
So that would be equal. Actually, you can go to the calculations and use the number that we have over there. So if you, the 9.96. One up, there you go, that one, exactly. Well, it was minus. Click on that number again, go to the formula, minus, and now go to calculations and choose the 0.68. Very good, excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
So now, that's the difference in cost between a duplex and a GFI. How many of those do you have?
13.
Exactly. So now you have to go to your S means table and in the quantity of work. That's not the quantity of work.
What? This?
No, that's the cost for materials. That one, exactly. That one over there. That's equal to 13. So that's a lot more reasonable. You're paying $120 more for your GFIs. That's a lot more reasonable than $13,000, don't you think?
But I have a question. Instead of doing whatever it is that we did here.
So now he doesn't have labor work.
No, yeah, because you're including it on the other one. Yeah.
It's in the duplex.
Yeah. See, you're taking all the outlets, right? Because installing a GFI is the same as installing a duplex. So you increase the number of outlets per square foot by putting them together, right? The only thing is that each time that you're going to put a outlet, you use a GFI instead of a duplex. And the difference in cost is $10 each. So if you have 13 of those, it's 13 times 10, which is about 9.28. So that's the.
I would have done it this way. I would have just gone here
Uh-huh.
and get 29.88 divided by 3.
Okay.
That's
Now go to the calculations. Click on the 9.66. What number do you see there? What formula is that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah. We took the package of 3 and then divided by 3 to get the unit cost.
And then oh, okay, so it's the same now.
It should be.
No?
No, because look, you have to. You have to. Yeah, no.
Does that change?
Okay, that's right. Perfect.
No.
0.63. I think it's 0.68. But go to the calculation.
Okay.
Make sense now?
Yes.
So we're paying $120 more because we have 13 duplex out GFIs. That makes a lot more sense than $13,000. Yes? So if I put that in the exam, you guys will be able to figure it out, right?
Time consuming.
It's time consuming. No one says that it's not. Making an estimate takes time, a lot of time. Absolutely.
No.
Okay.
But instead of instead of going through that approach, you just break them down and go to where it says each labor, each cost, instead of going by square feet and the cost references.
We could do that, yes.
I mean, on the exam, if I took that approach instead of doing the.
That's fine.
Okay.
There are many ways to get to the solution. Actually, an interesting exercise would be doing each. and compare the cost that we end up with.
That kind of was what I was.
That's what you were doing. Okay, what?
No, I didn't finish. I was thinking about it.
You were thinking about it. Good thought. That's a good thought. Huh?
For the test, are you gonna provide like the cost and all the information?
Yeah, I'll give you the table. Yeah,
Is there any review or something that we can see how like?
you can look all the videos.
Yeah, but not that like like a sample of the problem, how
We've done them in the lab. Yeah, very good. So are we clear in how we ended up doing this calculation? So now I can delete this note because I'm no longer doing the interpolation. I can add a note here and says, note, this is to account for the price difference between the EFI and the regular duplex album. Okay? So that way I have a material increase just for those 13. And I think this is the way to go, right? And the interesting aspect of this exercise is to look at something, figure out, well, that doesn't look right. Why would that be? And then apply the correct measure.